back. This is NainaMD, Fusion of Science and Beauty, and I have another amazing guest. Her name is Samantha, and she is with Intraceuticals, and it's an amazing company. I'm going to let her tell you about it. My purpose in bringing Intraceuticals and introducing you to the oxygen facial, because I think you as an audience really need to know what authentic versus non-authentic is. So Samantha, tell us a little bit about the company, what the just what it stands for, and why I might have had you come in and talk about this some of these amazing products.
Well, Naina, thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. Yes, so I'm with Intraceuticals. We are an international brand. We're in 50 countries. Our headquarters are in Australia. And basically the philosophy of the company...
Was the company started in Australia?
Yes, it was. Mm-hmm. Yes, it was, based on some medical research that was going on down there. And our philosophy with our brand is to deliver instant results with no downtime. This is a treatment and a product line that's great for everybody from 19 to 80 years old.
It's very safe. And in other words, it's really safe.
Yes.
It can be used for all skin types. And also, I think you almost get results. In a one treatment, you can see results.
Absolutely, and that's really what's put us on the map. I mean, we have over 30 different celebrity testimonials, everybody from movie stars to actors,
Well, I know
musicians.
you guys just don't give accounts to just anyone.
No,
so,
no. We work very closely with amazing doctors like yourself.
Thank you.
The leading hotels in the world, resort spas all over the world, some plastic surgeons, etc. Because even if you get a facelift or you do fillers, it's not going to change the texture or the health of the skin.
That's correct.
So that's where we come in really hydrating the skin, nourishing the skin, feeding the skin with antioxidants and different, I like to call them beauty cocktails, because we have very skin-specific serums to address anybody's skin concerns or issues.
And you've got, and I think that's one thing that I really, when I, first of all, I know you don't give accounts to anyone, so I was thrilled that, you would give NainaMD the account. Secondly, the products which I really liked, and I wanted to, why I was actually why I contacted when I first wanted to, set up the accounts and so forth with you guys, is the products. I think it's important, the serums. Not that many lines are there that actually focus on serums of different sorts. You have serums for stress skin, like an antioxidant. Then it was so nice to know that there's an antioxidant serum, one for stress skin, collagen serum. I mean, you have serums of every kind. So I think that's very important. Tell us about the oxygen facial. Everywhere is oxygen facial, and you just see it advertised all over. I know the biochemistry, and so I feel like I know the biochemistry, and I feel like what is the authentic oxygen facial, if you can explain to the audience.
That is an excellent question. I am so glad you asked that. Yes, as you know, oxygen facial is a great marketing term. A lot of people have jumped on that bandwagon. However, that's not actually what our treatment does or how I would describe it. We actually refer to our treatment as the Intraceuticals treatment. We are actually using oxygen to help deliver our serums, and we have a 3-step facial using hyaluronic layering, using multiple weights of hyaluronic acid during the facial, and we have recreated that as for home use as well. But oxygen is a gas, as you know, it cannot penetrate intact skin. So typically what I see when people are talking about an oxygen facial is they will have some type of a nebulizer, an airbrush wand, and they'll spray oxygen at the skin, which does nothing. I mean, it's great to breathe oxygen.
It's nice to have a little extra oxygen.
Sure, I mean, but you could call sitting by the ocean, an oxygen facial.
Absolutely.
So that's really not what we're doing. We're using oxygen under pressure. We've developed a patented tip on an airbrush wand, so it goes directly on the skin. And the oxygen for us helps to deliver our serums.
And it actually creates, I think that it's also important to know that it creates that little pressurized, that tip creates an enormous amount of pressure, and that's different from some of the other tips that even though the device looks similar, but
yes.
it's really not.
No, they don't get on the skin at all. They do not touch the skin. They might get close to the skin, and they might only do it for 10 minutes. They might blow oxygen on the skin, but so that's not what we're doing at all. It's a full hour facial.
And also when there's even if there's product and they do try to, because I've seen some of those devices try to touch the skin, there's nothing that's being absorbed, or that under pressure. There's not that type of pressure that you really need.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why we patented a tip that can deliver hyperbaric oxygen under pressure to help deliver the serums. And that's why we get so many requests for film and television, because they do it right before the makeup. It makes the skin look flawless. Same thing with helping people recover from laser, recover from chemotherapy with their skin being ravaged.
Yeah.
So it's a wonderful thing to be able to deliver that instant result, know that you're not going to harm anybody. They can put on their makeup, look fabulous, go out, be on camera, get married, whatever it is.
I've used this the facial for so many of my clients who are just, they're just about to go to an event, or, with all of the red carpet events that we have here in Beverly Hills, and it's phenomenal. It is my number one. I have to say it's my number one carpet ready. I call it the red carpet ready facial too, because it's ready to go.
Well, and I've gotten calls from actors, actresses, publicists, people desperate that, they went somewhere to have a quote-unquote red carpet facial, and they got a peel, they got their skin burned, their skin is red, and so we're usually the go-to solution to calm that down. But there are very few facials or very few services that you can do, that you can literally do the facial, put the makeup on, you're going to look better than you looked before, and we've really seen that with HD TV technology. That's again why the directors and the producers call us, saying if we do the treatment before the makeup application, it actually reduces their need for retouching. So we're now sort of part of that technology as well.
That's great.
But I have to say, I've met a lot of doctors, we work with a lot of surgeons, have never met a doctor as knowledgeable on just broad spectrum of everything you cover, from the skin to the wellness. And I know you were interested in oxygen 20 years ago, early adapters. So it took some time for us to develop it, and eventually we'll be coming out with a body treatment, because people are wanting to have that. But we are just, I personally am thrilled to have you as a partner with us.
Thank you so much. And I think one of the things that also the audience doesn't realize is that the hyaluronic acid is 3 different types. You have a high molecular weight, low molecular weight, and medium molecular weight. And so the low molecular weight is actually going to go through the skin, right? Deeper down.
Yes.
So that's the serum. That's this one, the serum, right? And this is your, which one?
That's the hydration gel.
Okay. It's the and this is the medium molecular weight, right?
Yes, yes.
And then that one, the moisture binding cream, is a high molecular weight. Now that's going to stay on your skin and plump. So this is kind of like what a lot of the companies that they like to have instant results. Can you put a little bit of that on my hand?
Yes.
Because this is because you're going to get the. So the thing I like about this is that I will get this instant result. You get the nice instant plumping. I mean, I feel different already. Just within 30 seconds, that the hand. I mean, I can feel the skin's being plumped. But look, I mean, it's different. I can feel it. But I also know that hyaluronic acid is being delivered. That's why I love this for my clients. I want hyaluronic acid to be delivered deeper. So that's why I think it's so. I love this line, because for that reason. And to me, hyaluronic acid is like the number one anti-aging. If you have to have one thing in your toolbox for anti-aging, it has to be hyaluronic acid. You have to start there, then you build. Don't you think?
Absolutely.
Because it's almost like when the iPhone came out and you had to have the one thing on the iPhone, the touch. It was a touch. Okay, this is the touch. This is the touch. You have to have hyaluronic, and it should be in. It's in now in all the primers. It's in everywhere, and then of course they've added the dimethicone and all in terms of other ingredients. You can do the vitamin C and the antioxidants, and you can then vary it.
Yes.
But the first thing should be the hyaluronic.
Yeah, it's the foundation of your house.
Absolutely.
It's the foundation of your skin, and it's a skin recognizable ingredient.
It's a great, and hyaluronic acid is a great moisturizer. It's also different, there's different derivations, right? There's animal source. There's not, obviously this is not an animal source line at all. Please explain that, because I think the consumers need to understand about hyaluronic acid and how it's derived even.
Absolutely, yeah. So we are using a non-gluten form of wheat. Ours is plant-derived, so we're not using
Fabulous.
animals. The other thing I like to share with people in regards to the fillers, because a lot of the fillers are made with hyaluronic acid, is that when you're doing a filler to plump up the skin, there's nothing that can beat that in terms of delivering volume.
Right.
However, the fillers don't address dehydration whatsoever, and dehydration is one of the main causes of skin aging. And when I share this with people, they say, "Oh, I know I need to drink more water."
When you say dehydration of the skin, what have you noticed? I have noticed, have you seen patients with just skin that nothing can penetrate through because it's just rubber? It's like, and so you get into the cycle of where the skin is so dry,
Yes.
right? But if you put anything on the skin, it burns and nothing can penetrate, so to speak. Explain that. What is that? Just dryness, or what is it that you are seeing?
Well, what I see a lot is that when you first start aging, it may not be wrinkles. Your skin just starts to get depleted, particularly in Los Angeles, which is a desert. I love Los Angeles, but it's a desert by the sea. And what people are doing is they're over peeling. When their skin starts to look dull, they want to get those dead skin cells off, which is great. You do need to do that. But if you don't get hydration at the deeper levels of the skin, you're just going to get into an over peeling situation. You're going to create dry skin. You're going to create all these other problems. And that's why having hyaluronic acid build up in your skin over time gets you back to a 30-day cell turnover.
Yeah.
It feeds
Well,
collagen.
the other thing too is to note that a lot of the other hyaluronic acid, it can be mixed with other things that you don't want.
Yes.
So even though you have hyaluronic acid, but then you have other things that are drying, and that doesn't make sense to me. Explain that. Why do we? Have you seen that?
Yeah, I have seen it.
I don't get it.
And hyaluronic acid is also environment sensitive. So if you are in a dry environment and you use a straight HA on your skin, it will take your own hyaluronic acid, pull it up to the surface. So temporarily the surface will feel better, but now you're depleting the layers underneath, which is why our technology is a 3-step system in using the low molecular weight first, which is going to draw hydration down. Then we come in with the gel. The gel is basically a lake that all day long your skin has hyaluronic acid to pull into it. And then the third form, which is most common in most cosmetic ingredients, the higher molecular weight, that's going to draw moisture up. So for us, when we have the 3 together, it's basically creating this expanding sponge in the skin. And over time, as you're doing a deposit, I like to think of it this way. We all have a skin bank account. When you're doing one of our treatments, that's like a $500 deposit. When you're using the products on the daily basis, those are like little mini $20 deposits. So you're building back up that hydration in the skin. And the way that I like to describe hyaluronic acid to people is when you look at a baby between 6 months and 2 years old and you see that perfectly plump face and those perfectly plump, that's hyaluronic acid. And we all lose it as we age. Even by 21, we stop making significantly less.
Well, this is an amazing treatment. It's the Intraceuticals Oxygen Facial. It's authentic. I think it's a top 5%. Meets the criteria for me for NainaMD. And thank you so much for being on my show.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll see you next week. This concludes today's show, NainaMD Fusion of Science and Beauty.